Greg 是位热情的政治青年，他来自阿尔伯特，为加拿大和公民服务是他的政治理想和目标。这个短视频是关于他的一些生活和故事。
I'm a Calgary kid. I was born in Calgary, Alberta. My dad immigrated to Canada for university. My mom was born in Saskatchewan. And I'm the product of two very hardworking parents who sacrificed a lot to get me to where I am today. And for many, it might sound very familiar, the typical Canadian immigrant story. And I'm very proud of the fabric and the foundations that I come from. Here in Ottawa, I moved out to Ottawa to pursue my passion for politics and for making a difference in this country. I was able to serve two conservative finance ministers here in Ottawa and some other cabinet ministers to make a real big difference in shaping our country. And I left that to serve even more as a paramedic here in Ottawa and the greater region, because I care about making a difference in the communities that I live in, with making an impact for my neighbors. Who I am in a nutshell is someone that is entirely focused on public service, because it is something that my parents valued and they instilled in me at a young age, that some of the greatest contributions that we can give back to our community is through public service. When I look at myself in the mirror during this campaign, it's a good reminder to kind of refocus on who I am. And I think fundamentally where we set out to, when we started this campaign, was to be real, to be fundamentally focused on returning public service to its truest definition. And I think that's who I am. We have to get back to serving the people, regardless of ideology, regardless of political belief, religion, you name it. We need to get back to a country where we have public service. I've personally knocked over 8,000 doors here in Canada, Carleton. My team and I together probably have already knocked well over 12,000 doors. And it's to prioritize that whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, whether it's a great beautiful day out and we'd rather be doing something not like door knocking, we want to be there to talk to residents and hear the issues that are important to them, to understand what they are looking for in their member of parliament here in this riding. It's been an immense privilege to talk to people at their door and earn their trust, understanding some of the challenges that they have as a family or as individuals, some of the concerns that they've had about past candidates or past campaigns, and what they actually see is the path forward to making not only our riding better, but our country better as well. To me, that you can't earn the trust of voters without talking to them at their doorstep, without spending the time to earn their trust in their place where they feel most comfortable. And for most people, that is in their home. This is the place where all of their issues and concerns all come home to rest, and you get to go and talk to them and understand how you can better represent and fight for them. Being in politics, this was a fresh start to kind of reconnect with my community, with the people that are my neighbors, the people that are around me. I chose to go back into healthcare, something that my entire family had been in while I was pursuing a career in politics. And I prioritized a career that I thought would be able to connect me with the people that I live around, my neighbors, and a job that I could serve them in some way. And I decided to pursue my schooling in paramedicine, and I was very proud to graduate with that and start serving here in the greater Ottawa region as a paramedic. And I think for me, being able to serve on the front lines for the people that I live with, the people that I interact with on a daily basis, is something that is very powerful and meaningful to me. I've also been very fortunate to be appointed to the parole board for our province here in Ontario, and I think this is something that I take very, very seriously. Public safety and the strength of our communities is something that we should not take for granted. I find that this role has allowed me to appreciate some of the ties and the services and areas that we need to focus on to continue to make our communities strong, to make them safe, and to make sure that people can continue to enjoy living in the neighborhoods that they are currently living in. What really matters is that we cannot have a voice as Chinese Canadians if we don't get involved and we don't stand up and fight for some of the things that are important to us as a community.
另外我们7号路附近我们没有学校，我们没有养老院，所以我们在那里生活很不容易的。我们希望
Do they have a voice within the political system? Do they have influence to stand up and say, this is an issue that's important for us as a community? Who's going to lead the charge to represent us? And sometimes they don't have the answers right away. And some of them just don't know whether they in fact do have a future here in Canada. That is across the board in many different other cultural groups as well. So we need to keep fighting, and we need to keep ensuring that people get involved, take leadership, and own some of this duty to represent our communities. I'm running because I actually care about the future of our country, the future of our riding, for all Canadians, regardless of their cultural background, regardless of their religious belief, regardless of where they come from or what job they do. We need people in there that are willing to step forward and take leadership for the next generation of Canadians and the people that are still here working so hard to build those legacies for their families. You talk to Chinese Canadians and you often get thrown all these stereotypes thrown at you, that we're too quiet, that we're too behind the scenes, we're too humble. We need to shatter these stereotypes and say we bring a lot to the table. Chinese Canadians know this. They were born with it. They were raised up with this. We need to continue to share these values and implement these values within our public discourse, within policy making here in Canada. And I want to encourage them all to get involved.
我们支持 Greg 不仅仅他是华裔，也不是因为我们每一个人的政治主张，我们支持的是整个华人社区的参政议政。Greg 只是华人社区参政议政的优秀代表，我们需要每个人的努力，改变华人社区长期对政治的冷漠态度。这不仅仅有利于我们每一个人的自己，我们的子孙后代，也更有利于加拿大这个多元化国家的国家利益。让我们一起努力，团结一致，一起来推进。
Greg 的故事还在继续，我们期待他在竞选中获胜，期待他的政治生涯取得成功，也期待有更多的 Greg 走向参政的舞台，最终唤醒越来越多的华人为自己、为加拿大发出声音，投出那义不容辞又聚少成多的一票。
他自己一个人打拼，从高中开始呢，就是说参与各种活动。他呢不但在阿尔伯塔参与竞选，参与实际活动。
το τέλος ο χρόνος απέτυχε όσον ζεσφαίνου με δεν όλος ηλίπου προς ολίγον αισθητόζεν το τέλος ο χρόνος απέτυχε.